from Montecon Studio. Hello, hello. So I do a prompt every month, a free prompt, art prompt. And it's interesting because this month just whirled by and I noticed, oh, it's time to put out my prompt for the month of August 2025. And I was like, what? Oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I was contemplating this. And it's interesting because as an abstract painter that usually doesn't have an idea in mind, I just walk in and I start painting and I allow for the conversation to develop and I make a mark and then I respond. So I decided to come on, not knowing. And I thought, okay, I'll have a title in mind, just kind of like making a mark or a gesture, the art of not knowing. So here we go. In case anybody is new to my channel here, who am I? My name is Lauren Montecon. I'm a contemporary artist, been painting for over 25 years. I'm also a mentor and an art educator that believes in the process of intuition. I like to nurture the individual to make the best work that they can. And I have many tools in my toolbox. I am a mixed media painter and have been teaching mixed media for a very long time. So, I was on a call this morning. I an artist. And this time I chose to do an interview with a woman who does tarot reading and light languaging. And what is light languaging? Oh my God, I'm going to make myself so vulnerable right now because she had me practice light language. Light language is a lot like abstract painting. You're not really knowing what's going to come out when you're making visual marks. Well, it could be the same as if I was to close my eyes and just start painting. Or in her case, she did it through her voice. And it is vulnerable because she had me try it. It's a little like this. It's gibberish, right? Or is it? And the reason I ask, or is it, is because A, it's allowing sound like to come out, and it's allowing vulnerability, which is a lot like painting, to allow yourself to become so vulnerable. You expose yourself. Like what I just did, many out there might be saying, that was ridiculous and silly. You know what? As a painting mentor and someone standing in front of that canvas, and I've said this many times to all of you out there, is whatever is going on in our life shows up in front of the canvas. So if you're in a fight with your husband and you feel boxed in, you're going to feel boxed in. And the only way out is in. And so this in is out. So whatever's in, and I'm going, I don't know. And if you keep going with it, you start getting comfortable, a lot like painting. Go ahead, give it a try. See what happens. So you feel a little silly, but I know that many of you out there that are new to painting, I don't feel that so much anymore because I've been doing it 30 years, but I know there must be that point of what I was just expressing with my voice could be how many of you feel when you're making that mark on canvas. Like I feel really silly because I do not know what the hell I'm doing. And some people actually even read books about painting before they start painting. And I think that is absolutely wrong way to approach painting. I might give you a meditation prompt, which we're going to do here in a little while. And that meditation prompt is meant to open up your senses your five senses. What do I feel? What's the essence of something? What is going on in my life that I can give a symbol to? Perhaps you might see that symbol. Yesterday in my Wednesday Open Studio, which I do every Wednesday here live in Santa Fe. And you can also join us online, by the way, find it on my website. I did this meditation, which I think is going to be what I'm going to do today. Like I said, the art of not knowing. Of opening up to our senses to see if a symbol comes in the form of hearing, tasting, sensing, or seeing. And she came to me and she said afterwards, you know, I saw these two triangles that were intersecting with each other, but it was 3D. And I said, that's called a Merkaba. That's like a strong spiritual sign. And what I found so amazing is she had no idea what a Merkaba is. She might have seen it somewhere, like anything, you know, we're not stealing anything from people. We can see paintings out in this 3D universe that we live in, and we might go home or in our studios and a month later paint that, but we didn't know where it came from, the art of not knowing, but we know because we see so much. But I just thought, wow, she just got a symbol that she can work with over and over again. She can go home, she can read about the significance of what a Merkaba is. In class, she started painting a Merkaba, like she looked it up and started working with it. And now that can be like her personal friend, even a personal guide. And I do believe we all have guides and symbols and things that show up in our lives. And another thing I was doing, and it will come out with Inside the Mind of an Artist with Andrea Casola, who does the tarot. And I've been working with the tarot since I was 15. And the tarot, for instance, here I am, got a deck right here. One reason I like the Aleister Crowley deck is because of the artist, Frida Harris, who puts in, I pulled out the Queen of Discs. Now, as we're working with our intuition and you pull, let's say, a card, it's yes, you can read what it's about, but more than anything, when we're developing that muscle of intuitive response, I might see the horns. She's holding this sphere, which could be the earth. But notice how grounded she is. Here's the ground. She's holding the earth. She's in reflection because she's looking back at the past, or is she looking forward into the future? She has a staff, which is grounded into the earth, and she's called Queen of the Discs. Queen, you know, if I was working with this as a card and I was like giving it as a prompt for myself, all of you out there that have a tarot deck, I might invite you to pull a card and see what you see for yourselves. As an astrologer, I'm like, oh, it's a very Taurian card. Taurus is of the earth, it's grounded. And we have in tarot deck, we have fire, earth, water, and air. And discs are of the earth, wands are fire, they're spirit, cups are water, and then I'm missing one. I think I talked about this last time. I can't remember, but this Queen of Discs is saying to me, if I was to read it intuitively, okay, what are you grounding into? Maybe it's just this reading, looking for a place to ground and anchor of what our prompt might be about. And so shamelessly, you know, Andrea and I at the end of October, and I say shamelessly because now I'm doing a plug, but that's okay because there might be some people out there that are really interested in that. We are going to work with the tarot. She's an intuitive reader, so you get readings within this. And we're going to make paintings. So you get instruction of painting, which you can do on your kitchen table as well. There'll be 4 sessions. We're going to start on October 31st. And it is how to use, you'll need a tarot deck and how to utilize really grounding into your own intuition, looking at signs and symbols and holding a safe container. We're only taking 10 people and it will be online. There'll be recordings if you can't quite make it. And it's really about anchoring in your own intuition and what symbols and signs mean, and making paintings and getting readings of what you pull within the cards themselves. So there's that. So our prompt this month, it looks like it's anchored in a realm of intuition. And if you don't have a tarot deck, maybe a deck of cards, or some of you out there have made your own soul collage. You know, you could get a magazine and just see what happens by cutting and pasting. It's a bit different than a vision board. A vision board will often use words, and I think words get in the way of just essence or just the idea of what something might mean for you personally. Like I could write the word power, but it is often much more powerful if you were to close your eyes and see if a symbol comes up for you to represent power. What just came to me when I closed my eyes was a big sun, and a sun is the light. It's not in the dark. It is awake. So the sun is also solar, where we get our energy, where we get our power from. And then maybe I might go to my canvas and just start painting orange and yellow, and to see where it moves or it evolves from. So if you actually don't have a tarot deck, what I might say to you is maybe make, instead of a painting, a card. And then really reflect and do a little writing of what does this card mean for you? These are images of what I've done over the years. I mean, this is very personal, but I did this in 2010, so I think it's okay. I wasn't thinking, I'm just making. And this was in the middle of a power struggle breakup of a relationship. Pretty powerful. At least I think it is. Yeah. So with that said, what has personal meaning for you? What is the art of not knowing? Are you able to just make without thinking, without giving it meaning of having to have a story when you're making it? Maybe at the end, you know, I wasn't thinking I'm going to make a card about my relationship. I just started making so my unconscious could do its magic. And then maybe I'll look and go, wow, in reflection and writing about it, this is what this means for me. Maybe you just intuitively pull some colors and just see what this means for you. I'm going to pull another card and see what comes out. This is indolence. This is the Eight of Cups. It's Saturn and Pisces. So if I'm just looking at the symbols, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, there's 8 cups. It's kind of got dark skies behind it. It has water. It hasn't quite, you know, gone into the depths of the underworld, but it's getting ready to. Pisces is structure, but it also is a symbol. The planet Saturn is ruled by lead. It's very earthbound. It is time. It is Chronos, but it's also reflection. Whenever I see, as an astrologer anyway, whenever I see Saturn come up for someone in a transit, people are sometimes afraid of it, like, oh, Saturn, it's going to give me some kind of lesson that I don't want, that is structured in time and marred in grounded earth. But really, it's just a time to reflect and to time to restructure your life and to think about what has meaning for you. So I might take this card and say, what has meaning for me? And when it's in Pisces, Pisces is like trying to put your arms around the ocean. It's also a water sign. Its symbol is in psychic sensibilities, past lives, dreams. So with that, if I was just to look at this card and say, okay, I'm not going to paint what I see, but I'm going to paint the essence of that feeling. I might pull out a blue and a black, whatever sort of represents going into the unconscious in my moment. It might be different for everybody, and just start and just paint. That's really the art of not knowing. Because we just want to control things. I know I do. I have to work on it all the time to release control, and also to rest when I need to rest. That's been a really big one for me. To rest when I need to rest, even when I have things to do, because I feel that impending pressure of I must get things done. Like having a plan for this prompt this month. Yes, I might be repeating some things that I've said or talked about in the past, but there might be some new people out there who haven't heard what it means to just paint, or to have that fear of not knowing, or like I did with my voice, to be so vulnerable. I mean, the only way I think that we really become really good at something is by doing it again and again and again and again. Not by reading a book on painting, but by making really lousy, crappy paintings. I'm going to, over the years, by looking at these cards over and over and over again, you just start knowing, like it just gets into your bones of what a symbol or a sign actually means. By studying astrology, really how I learned it is by looking at charts over and over and over again and seeing what the symbols represent and where they fall in different houses, which there's another idea. I think I'm going to, and let me know in the comments, maybe I've said this before, do a online workshop of paint your astrological chart. And what that would look like is where, let's say I have Mars in Aries, and Aries falls in the house of Leo. That's a double sun. Aries is a fire sign. Leo is a fire sign. Leo is ruled by the sun. Aries is ruled by Mars. And then I might start looking at what that means. Mars is the warrior. The sun is power and leadership. And there's so much to work with. There is just so many symbols and intuition that you can garner by just starting to learn to trust in that right brain versus the logic brain. So I think with that, we'll settle in and we will get ready to have a meditation. You've got my messy studio behind me, and that's okay as well. I would like to know where you all sit with your creative process. Are you a beginner? Are you an intermediate? Are you a professional? Because even you professional artists out there, I know for me, painting, as long as I have, I make my best work often when I go back to beginner's mind. And it starts to, over time, seep into your cells as memory. So when you're painting, whatever tricks you've learned keep coming back. The blending, I've done it so much that it's like making a piece of toast or cooking an egg, which I've done millions of times as well. What do you do over and over again that you can bring to the table to your creative process? That's another thing to reflect on. You might even write, I'm going to write that down to put into the show notes. What do you do over and over that you can bring to the creative process. Okay, so get yourself comfortable. That might be laying down. That might be sitting up straight. There is no wrong or right way to meditate, by the way. There is standing meditation, whereas you can just stand and open your arms and take in. There's walking meditation, where we're just emptying our minds as we're slowly and methodically walking. There's laying down meditation. And there's sitting upright meditation that a lot of meditative practices say is the right way to do it, which once again, I think that's a little rigid. So more than anything, we're not trying to get all spiritual with meditating. We're just trying to empty the mind to find the space between. The spirit isn't out there. The spirit is in us. Take your hands, rub them together, and now gently just take them 2 to 3 inches apart. Can you feel that energy exchange? Maybe your hands are getting warm or they feel a little tingle. Do it one more time. Now you can take your hands, put them on a place in your body, feel the energy. It's almost as if we are our own energetic machines is what came to my mind, but we're our own spiritual generators. If you believe in God or Christ consciousness or paganism or whatever spirit is, we oftentimes, and I do it in the meditations, we're bringing in energy, but really it's already there in us. We just need to dump the chatter of our brains so we can hear it. All right. So whatever is comfortable for you, maybe your feet are on the ground so you can anchor yourself. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Imagine a grounding cord at the base of your spine, moving from wherever you're sitting or laying down, all the way to the core of the earth, firmly anchoring yourself. If you feel safe, maybe close your eyes. Just pay attention to your surroundings. And what I mean by that is feel into the sounds, your body temperature. Maybe you might even have images or flashes of color with your eyes closed. And now imagine in your mind's eye, you might not see it, but if you were even to feel it, a golden light that is surrounding you, as if you're giving yourself a protective golden auric egg. Some of you might not see that gold color, so you're going to feel into the essence of what that feels like for you. This golden light is an embryo of your own intuition. What does intuition mean for you? First thing that comes to you. There's no right or wrong in this. It just is. And let's say you want to expand and flex the muscle of your own intuition. What symbol, sign, color, word comes to you? Just sit with that. If there was a message for you in present time, not reflecting on the past or whatever it is you're going to make in the future, this is a practice of intuition of your higher self, giving you a message for you today. See if anything comes. Just sit with that. And now I want you to imagine as if you're looking out on a horizon. You're either on a lake shore, a beach, and there's water. And way out in the horizon is a ship coming in to shore. It's getting closer, closer, and closer. And on this ship, as it gets closer, it might anchor itself or it might move itself up onto the shore, however that is. But on this ship is your own higher self, your highest self, your self beyond judgment, your self beyond expectation. It just is your soul essence beyond personality. It's coming up to greet you. And we're going to take a moment to just take in whatever message comes for you today. If nothing comes, that is fine as well. Just be in the present moment. Perhaps you rub those hands and just feel that energy and bring it to your heart. We'll sit in this for a moment of non-doing, non-knowing. And now bring your awareness to a closure by saying goodbye to whatever has shown up. And as you're saying goodbye, see if there's a gift. See if there is a gift that can be of exchange. What does this higher self essence have to give to you today? And is there anything you want to give back? Take a moment to do this. Now say goodbye. You can return to this place anytime you want, calling in the energy, the guide, the feeling, the essence, to bring in your own intuition and communication. When you feel ready, ever so gently open your eyes, wiggle your fingers. And when you do open your eyes, take in a few things around the room to anchor yourself into this present moment. I'm going to invite you to work with this meditation as a prompt. What feelings came up? You could paint just that, the feeling. What symbols came up? You could go representational if you want and paint that symbol. It doesn't have to be exactly what you saw in your mind's eye, but it could be just one thing. Could be the horizon, the ship, whatever came to you, the gift. You could make a collage of it, staying with the feeling. You don't need to know, the art of not knowing, but allowing for whatever flows. It's called staying in the flow. Yeah. Good work staying with the meditation in this video here today. There'll be more coming up probably in a week or so on my website for putting the workshop that will be coming up with Andrea Casola and the tarot and working with signs and symbols. And please let me know in the notes below in the comments if you have an interest in learning about your own astrological chart and painting those signs and symbols. As you all know, many of you that have been on my channel for a while, spiritual development has always come first in the 30 years of my painting, and expressing that forward as downloads, as a catalyst of expression of things beyond this 3D world. I thank you for being here. Have a great month, and I will see you all next month, if not before.